Stitchy Linda.
We are back. We are together again. It feels like it's been forever.
Yep.
Thank you for being patient with us. As always, today is Sunday, November 5th, and we have oodles to share with you. You have been to some retreats.
Yep.
I have been to some retreats, and so you probably are going to want to get a little something to snack on or drink. And happy fall. Happy fall. It has arrived both in Florida and I think everywhere else.
Yeah, notice the long sleeve.
Yes, I got to finally wear my our shirt, which I know several people have been enjoying getting. So, but yeah, I finally got to wear my long sleeve. However, driving up, I heard it was going to be 80.
Yeah,
the high today is still 80, which is good, but
it's amazing. We can be like 48 in the morning and 80 in the afternoon. It's just crazy. Right. But that's
Florida.
Yeah, that's Central Florida.
And I mean, it feels so good at night to drop down and open the windows. That's the best part. Last night we had my dad over, and we just sat out on the lanai and could eat, and just with the breeze coming in, it just feels so good.
Yeah.
The change. I was spoiled going north twice, I will tell you that much. And they're all like, aren't you cold? No, I am not. Like, take a jacket. No, I'm not.
I know. I love going up to the mountains in the fall, and I've missed it this year. So yeah, I know. I saw the pictures; they were absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, we can chat about that later.
Yeah.
So, do you have any? Did you want to talk about your life updates and your little?
I have a little thing that I kind of thought I'd share this more as a PSA than anything else. Back before StitchCon, went to my regular eye doctor for a checkup, and he discovered something behind my eye, sent me to a retina specialist, and unfortunately the C word was mentioned, which of course scares everybody. But I have had the best doctor, and after 3 injections in my eye, it's looking so much better. They've apparently decided it was a blood vessel or something that had ruptured, and he made the statement to me that I had thin eye walls, and I told him that was the only thing that was thin. But he was really good, because when he initially told me that, of course my first reaction is, oh my gosh, my eyes.
Yeah. And stitching.
And I said that to him, and he said, what do you mean stitching? And I shared with him. He said, show me something. So I took out my phone and showed him the video of Live on Little, and he was just in awe. And he goes out of the office and he shows all the staff, look at this, look at this. And he says, how can you see that? And I went, well, that's the thing.
The problem. Fix the eyes.
Yeah, so he was really good, and he knew how concerned I was. It was before StitchCon, and when I said to him I was going to StitchCon, and he said, now what is that? And I explained it to him. And the next time I came in, it was after StitchCon. He said, so how was your what did he call it? He didn't call it a retreat. He called it a convention.
Yeah.
How was your convention? And I told him, how many people? I mean, we went through the whole routine. So anyway, my one eye is much better. They have diagnosed, though, the other eye now has got a little something going on, but we're just watching it. But I guess my whole thing about this is, go to a doctor that you feel good with, that you trust. I mean, now every time I come in, he says, so how's your stitching?
Right.
And how's it affecting? Is it affecting your stitching? And have you got any conventions planned for next year? I mean, we go through the whole thing. So
it's nice when you have a bond.
Yes.
And a comfortability.
Yes.
Like if you're not comfortable with them.
And I had a girl that I saw, one of our stitchers at the shop the other day, and she was unfortunately just diagnosed with MS. And it's affecting her vision. And they sent her to a retina specialist that she didn't like. He spent 2 minutes with her and told her there was nothing he could do. So I gave her, my doctor's name, and she was just thrilled. I mean, go to somebody that you feel good with, and that takes time with you and listens to you, because sometimes they're few and far between out there. So
yeah, I mean, and it crosses over in everything, because even with Philip, I mean, his very first neurologist, I loved. It was short term, our insurance changed, and I lost him.
Yeah.
Then I had to get a new particular gentleman, and even though I stayed with him, because that's what you do, I didn't
You don't
every
feel.
doctor's appointment, I was nervous. Like I felt so uncomfortable. All I wanted it to do was be over. And then when we moved up here, we've had this guy, which floors me now for almost 8 years, and yeah, it's just a different experience if you don't hesitate to change if you can. It is so hard with insurance anyways. Don't make it any harder, and stay with someone you're not feeling comfortable with.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's just kind of, and again, just for those out there that may be dealing with something, just don't go because you need to go, and find somebody that understands you.
Right.
And appreciates why you're there.
Right. Absolutely.
But that's kind of, I mean, otherwise retreats, like you said. We had a one-day retreat at Brick City. That was fun. I met a lot of new ladies, several that lived in the villages.
Which is cool, yeah.
And then we had our last 3-day retreat a couple of weekends ago, and my friend Diane came, and Mimi, one of our other friends, and it was great. We missed Mary. I will say she's normally with us during those retreats, and we both all agreed that there was something that wasn't quite right. Something felt rather off.
Yeah.
And I think it was because we're missing her, but I just have to thank so many people. I mean, people came up and I took pictures, and I shared some of those pictures with Chrissy that she'll post later of pieces they've done, Halloween for Mary, and it was just really, really nice to see all that. So.
Yeah. It's we had a big conversation at one of the retreats I was at about the stitching community, and just the fact that there are so many wonderful people out there, but it does not mean that there won't be some experiences that are less than perfect. You have to find your people.
Yes.
You have to find your niche, and that it's not to be derogatory or negative about the stitching community. It's just the opposite. But we say that all the time, and I think it's important that there are sometimes, this is a big world. This is international, and sometimes there are just things, just stay true to yourself. It was a big conversation. Just be authentic. Enjoy yourself. Don't get wrapped up in, am I stitching the wrong thing?
Right.
Stitch what you love, and I think the older we get, the better that we are to ourselves and whatever. So anyways, it was just an interesting conversation. Like I said, not to be negative, just the fact that you do find your people. Yeah. We're all different. So find where you belong, but don't hesitate to go up to somebody you don't know, because this one retreat when I went to in the Smoky Mountains, I felt alone for the first time.
Yeah.
I have never gone. I drove
whole...
by myself, and
and I kept checking on her to make sure she was going to get there,
because I'm not the almighty.
Not the best with directions.
And we all talked about that. I'm like, so all right. Well, what else? Okay. We got some good stitchy stuff we can share.
Well, I guess I can share this. This is a finish. And actually it's a fully finish.
Which I'm so proud of you on this one.
Well, let me tell you something. Without Diane, I don't know. And I'll explain. But this was Casting a Spell. And this was my Halloween I did for Mary. And mainly because she and I had both bought the box at the same time, along with a few other people. And decided to stitch it. And of course, we both kind of put it aside. I stitched it, but unfortunately, what I did is I didn't leave an awful lot of room in between my little things. So it was pretty much a challenge for Diane, and we worked on this in the hotel room to put it together.
Are they stuck in if I open it, or do they come out?
They shouldn't, but
you can see the bottom one. I just didn't. I didn't know.
Yeah, the bottom one is kind of hard, but I didn't. There's a couple that are missing a little corner or so because I cut them kind of close, and but Diane did miracles with it, and we actually used. It's funny because I had talked to Christy Jinks about this, and she had said something about hot glue. She says I may or may not have used hot glue on hers, but we used double sticky tape.
Yep, double-sided.
And Gerald actually cut foam core, 2 or 3 pieces for each one to build it up a little bit.
Okay.
And then comic board to wrap it around and use double-faced tape.
Well, I'm so glad you did it, because as of a couple months ago, this might have been a ditch.
Yeah, it was a ditch, the stitch. It ended up a ditch, the stitch.
It looks great.
Yeah, it turned out
It
great.
really, really looks great. And I like, mine are pillow finishes, and I do like them, but then when I tend to keep mine on display flat, but then I've seen, I think, I don't know whose it was, they had it tilted,
Right.
and you can see it then. So when I try to do that, my two of them will just kind of fall forward. So I like it both ways, but I do really like your flat one.
Yeah,
It looks really good.
Diane had said she had never finished anything this way, but she was glad to do it because she also has the box, and so she knows now how to finish it.
So these boxes came from Hobby Lobby. And then I had one question. I'm sorry, there was a whole lot of traveling going on. I did have a question, or people asked about another box. We'll show you. It's a tray, but that one was definitely Hobby Lobby.
I saw somebody ask that, and I went in and I did answer it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say the wrong thing, and I mentioned to her, I'm like, somebody's asking, and I always want to call it Direct Express. It's not.
It's factory direct crafts.
Right.
And we had ordered those trays or boxes from them.
Yeah.
For this other piece that we did. So yeah.
So should I do this one?
Yeah.
So since we're going through fully finishes, I can interject with a little bit. My first trip I took was up to Philadelphia. And I flew into Philly to visit for just literally Saturday, Sunday, and I left Monday.
Right.
Just a weekend visit to Tina Magner, and she came to me last year. And if anybody knows, the story, we met each other 8 years ago on Instagram, but only met for the first time last September or October. And then we decided we'd stick with it every year. So this year I went to her. I haven't flown in.
Oh yeah.
So my dad got up at, oh my gosh, o'clock, because my flight left at 7:30. And I kid you not, there were dogs at the airport, and they are yelling it felt like to me they were yelling at me at everybody, two together, find a partner. I felt like I was in school, because they're like, if you don't pick a partner, we'll pick one for you. And what they were doing was, you had two people walked once you were through security, or as you were entering into security, the dog sniffed you out. So they had two people walking through a center, and then the dog would circle around and come back and finish, and you just kept walking. You didn't stop, but this dog was coming behind you, and I'm like, please, Lord, I've got 3 cats, 2 dogs. Lord knows what this dog is gonna smell on me. Anyways, so it was an experience, and I going through, I'm like, this is why we drive to StitchCon. This is why we drive to StitchCon.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't flown in probably 6 years, I think it might be, and I know that next year, I'm flying out to Utah, and I'm thinking, when you said that, I thought, I don't remember dogs. I mean, TSA.
I have a feeling it was because of what's going on in the world right now.
I'm sure.
I'm not sure. They were when I left as well. They did the same thing, and getting through TSA security was a good 35-minute wait from Philly. I don't know. Either way, had a fantastic time, and on the plane, I had taken a blackbird stocking, and so this was my finish there. So
I didn't realize that was a stocking. That's really cute.
yeah, so it came from Tis Halloween book, and there's several of them in here. But so anyways, and they're just my own colors. So I've done one other blackbird stocking, but it was a red work, and it was much bigger. So now I actually have.
So what did you stitch that on? It's small. It's small to me, but I mean maybe
it's 16 count Ada.
Okay, so it'd be like 32 count.
Yeah, this was, I think it's mellow, 16 count mellow, and I think that's Kitten Stitcher, like one of hers, I think, or it's
Pretty
Picture
color.
This Plus mellow. I don't know. It was a
maybe.
scrap. Well, because this is not Picture This. This is the tag.
Oh,
I
no,
think
then
that's Kitten Stitcher.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't know if it was what her son dies, but so I had this book, and it was fun, and I want to do some more in there. But I was trying to find something where it was almost like solid stitching, so that I didn't have to do as much counting. Right. And when you get into this book and there's candy corns like that, I was like, well, I don't want to make I don't want to be counting that much on a plane, and you know. So, anyways, it was.
I don't know that I could stitch on a plane. I don't know.
It worked out pretty good. It wasn't as bad as I thought, because you've got the fan in front of you and the light, and that wasn't bad, and it was perfect. I will share that I took. This worked out good. This is from Amanda Badger of Soulful Creations, and this was a birthday gift I've shared before, but this little dude is so, she really puts good effort into making them. Nothing inside is going to get ruined or bent. I mean, it's stiff, but it's super padded. Yeah. So this just got thrown in my purse. I had several, patterns in here. Yeah. So it worked out really, really perfect. But I have another finish that happened while we're doing Tina thing. We celebrate our birthdays when we're together. We don't bother, we don't mail anything, so we have a few things going on. We celebrate our birthdays when we're there, and of course we want to stitch, and then every year we do a Halloween quilt, some Halloween themed quilt project. So the birthday part, I'll go here because my finish is in here.
Gosh, these are all new to me. I haven't seen these.
I had never seen this. Now, we're not, how do I say this? Tina and I are one of those where, not every gift has to be shared. It just isn't like that. Right. So we do so many treats throughout the year, but this was so interesting. I had to show it. I had never seen these before.
I haven't either.
And so this was part of my birthday present, and it's this.
Oh my gosh, isn't that
right?
Not the coolest?
So she did a wool. This is something to help the thing. She did a wool. Let me go this way. Nope, upside down. Wool applique to go in the bottom for the tray, like a stitcher's tray. Mm-hmm. And then at the top, she kind of did her own thing, and she put scissors in for me. And there's all sorts of, you can't see everything in the black, but this is in case you want to prop it open or need to. But then on the front, it's an easel. So you can put your pattern there and close it up, right? And then it's your...
Oh my gosh, that is really cool.
Right. So I just, like this one, I just definitely wanted to show. It's one, it was going to her house was eye candy. I mean, any of you that know Tina is incredibly
amazing.
Yeah, and to go and be in somebody's house is always so different.
Sure.
Than what we see on a square. But
and especially in our environment in Florida, where everybody's aesthetics are very different.
Oh yeah, we don't get it was so fun to go and be north anyways and see this. And it was Halloween, so I shared what I could on Instagram. I don't have to, go through all of it. But the only way I could explain her house was almost like when you walked in, you're getting a hug. Like it just was so good. Yeah, and I mean, there was no place in our house that you couldn't go sit down with a cup of coffee and just be like, yeah. So it was well needed, even though there was travel and it gets a little nerve-wracking. I needed it, and it felt so good. And we went to, because I'm a big Betsy Ross fan, we went to downtown Philly with our husband on Sunday?
Saturday?
Sunday? No, I flew in on Saturday, so I think that was Sunday. So,
Sunday.
And I met her. She had two girls that are still at home. So there's Emily, who it was so special for me to meet her, and Lily, and we did some antiquing on Saturday when I picked her up, and then Sunday we did downtown Philly, and we went through quickly, but we went to Betsy Ross house, so I'll share some pictures here at the end so everybody can see them. But I found this little cross stitch that they had in the Betsy Ross house. And then she had one of these boards from Hobby Lobby, and they're all like 40 off right now. So she had it, and hers, I think she left with the wood grain. And for me, I took like the like a slate gray. It's not black, but either way, it looks like that, and just tied it up. So, and then I grabbed this the Betsy Ross house. They had a pin, but I thought, what a cool needle minder.
Oh yeah.
For patriotic pieces, so I grabbed that. But we both, instead of going back and working on our quilt, which was what we were going to do, we immediately
started.
We had a fire. We sat out by the fire. Ooh. And we stitched, and she did hers her way. I did mine. It was so fun. So we had that was really cool. And then this was the quilt. We were supposed to finish it. But I mean, we are good like you and I, where it's like whatever we feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to get stressed. So we worked on this the one night, and we worked pretty late on it. And we just had a good time. We were watching some FlossTubes. But yeah. And so this was the one we did this year. And I really thought it was a wall quilt, but actually it's so much bigger than you think.
Oh yeah. It goes on.
Right? So it's more lap size quilt. And I originally thought that it was
neat.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe like a wall hanging size. Because this was a panel in here. So I was really thinking it wasn't too big. But it was bigger than I thought. But it was really fun. My dad did the cutting for me. This came from Country Sampler.
Oh, okay.
And we both love primitive Halloween. And so I thought, I mean, how good does it look with Blackbird, right?
It looks good.
So I came with the pieces cut.
Okay.
You had to buy these crazy 8 rulers with the kit. And now I own those, but that's what made it look, and I have really good memories of crazy quilting with my mom and my grandma and everything else. So when I look at this, I mean, that's what this looks like is crazy quilting. So
I've never quilted, but I've always loved them.
Yeah.
I mean,
So this, it was fun. I helped her. My job was to put the blocks like together, and then she stitched, and then I pressed, and so
now
it was a
how
team
will you
effort.
Finish this? How will you?
So I've got to get my heirloom batting,
okay,
and then I'll buy a backing, and I still think it'll be mostly for display.
Okay.
And
you could almost actually throw it over a couch or something.
Whatever.
Sure. Okay.
So I need to get another quilt ladder. I'm to that point where I'd like to have another one where I could do that. So it's a goal this year, and right now I just got to get the backing fabric. But she had to end up. We got so far, and then when we got cross stitching on the other one by the fire, we never went back to it. We sat and we enjoyed.
Well, that's what you have to do. You had a limited amount of time,
right,
and you got to make the best of it.
So she pieced it together and then shipped it to me, and that's when I was like, oh, it's way bigger than I thought. And then we already have like next year's in mind. I mean, it's 3 years now. You got to do it every year, right? So the good part is I know my kids love Halloween and fall, right, so there's no shortage of want for that.
Well, actually, that's my box is going to go to my granddaughter.
Yeah, she'll love it.
Because she is a big Halloween person, and I thought, well, that's perfect too, because her name is Linda, so that
that does work perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, we had a great time.
Good.
We had a great time. So that was that weekend, but I didn't want to. That was with the day she was just like, they got jackets on, and I'm just like this.
Wow.
I've got a fall top on. She's like, aren't you cold? I'm like, no. But it was great. And I saw that Laura from, the cereal starter, she was at the Betsy Ross house.
I saw that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh. Because we had just been there the week before. But, okay. So that was that. That was basically that weekend.
And then your weekend at Anabella's.
We want to go there now?
Sure.
Okay. Well,
which I have major FOMO on.
I have to admit, there's 2 parts to this one, I have to admit. So I went to I was a vendor at the All Things Autumn Retreat by Anabella's. And there was 2 parts to this because their retreat was great, and I absolutely loved it, and I met some new people. I was tortured. I think I just had way too much anxiety, and I didn't need to. It was ridiculous that I was stressing about the whole driving by myself. It was a little bit about an 8.5 hour drive. But when you get there, and it's just so funny. The two parts are the retreat itself was wonderful and exciting and all of that. But the place
amazing.
that it was at Lake Junaluski, which is, I called it like a compound, but it is basically like this community. I felt like I was on Mackinac Island. If anybody's ever been to Mackinac Island, Michigan, it was kind of like that, but you could drive. But it was small town. It was these beautiful houses, this Lake Junaluski that was just phenomenally, and the houses built around it, and I would highly recommend anybody go there. So it was really hard to not get lost in that.
And that part of it.
And the pictures I shared, I used zero filter, zero anything, and I swear they looked fake.
Oh, they looked.
The colors were.
Yeah.
It had been a long time since I'd seen fall like that up north. So I really was, the whole drive, I was thinking, why can't Linda be driving? Because I should be taking pictures. Why am I not in the back seat right now? And her and Jen are up front.
Yeah.
Because I would catch it in my rearview mirror and I'm like, oh, that's a better look. But I mean, you're doing this.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, the whole way. And so, yeah, it was awesome that I did something that I feel kind of brave about, that I took that trip by myself. And on the other hand, the whole way, I'm like, why is Linda not here? Why is Jen not here? Why are my friends not here? And she's like, you better tell me and talk to me while you're on the road because you are not very good at navigating.
No, and she says to me, okay, then I have to get on I-95. And I went, whoa, wait a minute. I-95 goes up the east part. You're not anywhere near I-95. And I'm going, oh, no.
But I mean, I took the back roads, and it was really good. It was not a hard drive by any means, and it was, so anyways, so Anabella's hosted it. I after I set up, I got there and I had about 2 hours to set up. I had 2 tables, and I'd never done that before as far as wrapping the display around the tent. I'm used to like a booth, so I got creative with that. And as I was getting ready to go check into my hotel, I also, again, that's when I'm like, you're traveling alone. There's a different feeling when you're doing that. And I wanted to get somewhere before it got dark. So when I did that, I saw out of the corner of my eyes, leaving Tammy Blaylock's hair. Like, it was her hair. I saw her hair, and I like knew it was her. And I'm like, oh, I know somebody, you know? And I'm like, okay, so I messaged her from the hotel room, and at 3 a.m, she checks her Instagram feed, and she's like, yes, I'm here. So I knew Amanda was going to be there, but you know, you just don't know when people are going to arrive. No. Some people fly. So anyways, I sat at table 6, and it was me and Tammy Blaylock. I got to go slow now. And then a new Amanda, who was super sweet, a Tammy and a Kelly and a Laura. And they were all my people. Like, it just was...
It's amazing.
Such a fun time. And I could go on, and everybody knows what that's like, because I just left with new friends. And, you know, it was fun because Amanda's a new stitcher. She was to the left of me. And so when I got there, one of the biggest things was I didn't have my help. You know, I didn't have Jen, who's done something with me, or my sister, who runs the little thing. And I'm like, well, I can do this myself. And so I practice, like, you know, ridiculous in the hotel. I'm practicing sales with Randy. And I get there, and I can't get the Wi-Fi. And you're more technically savvy than I am with Wi-Fi from doing traveling, so I can't get Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi that says it's shared, long story short, is I'm up. I feel like my head was red. I was sweating, my head was red, because in 10 minutes it's going to open. And so I can't get my Square to sync up with my phone, and Tammy's helping, and I had to go up to the manager in the shop. They had a little gift shop there. and coffee, and they were running square.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, how are they doing it? So we tried to get that, and finally she's like, you're going to have to use your hotspot. So when I got back to the table, Amanda, who was the youngest of the group and kind of a new stitcher, she's like, would you like my help?
Oh, God.
And I have learned, I'm like, yes, thank you, Jesus. I am not going to say no. And thank gosh I did, because it was just crazy. It was so fun. And somebody yelled, the mouse lady's here, the mouse lady's here. So I have a new name. But it was so great to have her help. And then as time went by, when it was slow, it was a good learning experience all the way around. And now I can do sales myself. I'm just saying.
It was good practice.
It was very good practice.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was stitching with the housewives. We're there. And now I didn't do the piece, so I didn't do the finishing class. I didn't do that. I just enjoyed stitching. So I actually was working on. Do you have your pro school? Do you have one you're working on?
Yeah, it's not anywhere
Why don't
I
I
can get
have
to
mine?
it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so you're working on
I
prairie
forgot
school?
it.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you?
so what I decided to take was my prairie schooler, and I'm working on. Oh, I can't believe I didn't bring it.
Mine's back
Can't
there
believe
somewhere.
it.
I don't know where.
And I'm far. Okay, so I'm working on reindeer roundup,
Okay, yeah.
and I mean, usually at retreats we don't get much done. Amanda had 2 finishes. Mary, I don't remember if she had a finish. Kelly did. Laura was a hoot. I mean, it was a great table. It was a great experience. The retreat was done very well. I would not hesitate to be a vendor or go back ever again. I just had a really good time. We snuck out and did a little antique.
I saw that.
Did a little sneak out there. We did custard and crepes. There's this little store that we could walk to and do that. I mean, it was, if you're ever looking for a place to have a vacation where it's one stop, there's just people walking and dogs and family is just so relaxing. So it was a great time.
It's always it's always nice to hear about sitting down. So many new stitchers get so concerned about going to a retreat by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always, I know that the first time I went to StitchCon, it was Melissa and I.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew where are we going to be. And I accidentally ended up in the lobby waiting for the line to go down and met several ladies that I still keep in touch with that sat at our table.
Right.
They were new as well. It's just, to me, it's so rewarding to meet all these new people.
It just is. I mean, again,
you have something in common.
Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, it just was one of those things where I am starting to recognize and run into people now. It's taken some years, but I met a Scotty Stitcher.
Oh.
I met her for the very first time, and I've been friends with her on Instagram for a while. We've never met in person. So it was just so fun. And Amanda was there from Soulful Creations, and she had made, I didn't bring all my little gifties, everybody. I felt bad because I was mostly going to vend.
Sure.
And so I didn't bring table-made gifts because I didn't know if I
You
was
weren't real
included
sure.
that way. I've never done this for So anyway, it worked out really great. I was included in everything, and Amanda Badger made these cute floss drops that work out good. And then she makes some now she's trying with where you can slide on the DMC tag.
Oh.
So you know the number. So, but it was really cute. She's been playing around with these, so it's got the logo on there. So you get some really cute treats. There was just oodles of love. Oodles. But we had a good time.
I always enjoy seeing, and I noticed this at StitchCon the first time, younger stitchers. I mean, those of us that are older, many years ago or back in the early 2000s, we were so concerned this art was going to die. Very concerned because there were no new stitchers, but what has happened with social media, it has just created, thankfully, so many new stitchers.
Because we are, the 2 girls next to me, Amanda and Tammy, were both, and it's funny because there was 2 that traveled together. One Tammy saw by herself and said, come over, sit with us. I was like, can I sneak into your table? So I went in, And all of a sudden, we're all these friends that have this group chat now, and it just,
cool.
the two younger ones, not younger, but I mean, the one two down from me, Tammy, and I've shared pictures of them, but whatever, she has an adult male son with special needs.
Oh, gosh.
And seizures were in history, so
wow.
it just, the way that I just feel that the Lord unfolds things sometimes is, I took a risk, I stepped out, and it was fabulous.
And it worked out well.
It did, because really I could have clung to my girls, you know, and be like, no, not doing that without Lynette. And we all are going to do things sometimes,
Sure,
and
yeah.
when you step out, you know, so it was, but the scenery itself, I could have just sat and looked and been happy just doing that. So it was hard to go inside because you were like, out there is this cheese. So it was gorgeous.
Good.
But I stitched on my
Good.
prairie schooler. Yeah. So
I took mine to the retreat that I went to, but I didn't get any stitching on it. No, I actually stitched on something else that I'm kind of surprised at, because normally at a retreat I'm doing a lot more, but I did a lot more stitching this time. Again, I think it was just a different retreat for me, a different feel. So yeah.
Well, what okay, what do we want to share? You want to share what you were stitching on at your retreat, since I neglected to bring mine?
I worked on the Zuka, and this is a stitch along that I'm doing with Christy from Floss, Bossin Cousins, and we started this October 1st. We're both using different colors than that. She's using a more browner fabric, and it looks really great. I saw a picture of hers last night. Hers looks really good. I've been pretty monogamous with it, so the one thing
Yours is just stunning. It is just shocking me that you are as far as you are.
Well, it's, you know, I think I told you before, I never thought I was much of a Quaker stitcher, but I really have enjoyed this.
See?
The one thing I wasn't sure of was what color was I going to do the stem. So actually Peter happened in the shop, or he had messaged me and wanted to know if I was going to be there, because he wanted a consultation on some colors, and I said, well then good, because I need a consultation. So he's working on a special project, and we picked out what would be the stem for mine. I don't know if it'll... And this is Zuka, and it is on 32 count brick with grits for the white, and oh gosh, what am I using for that green?
Oh, you
Sage.
told me. Oh, sage. Okay.
Yeah. And I liked it because it was kind of a brownish green, not a real bright green, and I thought it would look well. Now, my only kind of challenge is, on some of these little places in here, there are splotches of supposedly that color. I don't know that I'm going to do that, because it kind of would...
Oh, I love it the way it is.
Yeah, I do too. And Peter said just do it all white, you know, so, yeah. But I'm feeling really good about this. And like I say, I've been monogamous on it, I have to admit. So I know Christy, I think she kind of was beating herself up or something, I said, but she was struggling a little bit with her fabric. It was stiff. And I told her, I said, look, the first fabric that I picked for this was a greenish color, but it was stiff. And
I feel like this is showing pretty good.
It is showing good, because when I post pictures on Instagram, it looks more gold than it does.
Yeah.
But she was struggling a little bit with hers because it's stiff, and I did that. The first fabric that I picked was a greenish color, and I didn't like it.
What is this fabric again? Did you say that?
I think that it's just a Zweigert, because I don't know that. Well, it is modeled, so I'm not sure. Brick.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I love it, and
so pretty.
I already have a plan to get it. I know how I want it framed.
Yeah.
The girl that does a lot of the framing for us with the mats and stuff, Pam. But I definitely want a white frame, because I think it would really, or off-white.
And the other thing I would think, for me, is I would think that raw barn wood too.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Really good.
Yeah.
But so pretty.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I had a hard time putting it down to start our November, Nautical November. But I don't know, I guess I'm one that once I start something, I kind of, I like to keep at it.
Yeah.
I don't jump around much.
Well, while we're talking about Peter, which is
Yes.
O for Pete's Sake on Instagram, social media, he shared that we are now in the second month of the Old Florida Sampler sale. So the next chunk was the house.
Yes, and he just posted that, the cabin.
But that was looking really good. And I had a lot of people, a few people bought that at Anabella's retreat. And it's funny how they're just personalizing it however they want, changing the name up. Because I'm like, can you tell me, are you changing this or, whatever? She's like, oh yeah, I'll just change the name. And it's funny how it's crossing over to other states. But
yeah, Cindy that was at the retreat with us this last one, she actually brought hers. I don't know if she'd started stitching on it, but she had a couple questions, so we sat there and went over it. And she's going to personalize hers too, so it was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing
But I love seeing his progress on it because, Peter has made changes to it in the way, and it's looking great. It's looking great. Yeah.
What do we want to share now?
Other whips? Do you have any other whips?
I have lots of whips.
Okay.
Well, I mean, not lots, but I have.
Okay.
Yes.
I only have one, so.
I thought I was going to share this. There were a couple things in the swag bag, and look at this.
Ooh.
This you might want to go for that one next time.
Oh.
Brought that. This was in the swag bag for one of the retreats, and I had never heard of
I haven't either.
the Stitcher hood.
Oh, yes, I have.
You have? Okay, so I like the fact that it was stitched on black. It's beautiful, easily to read, and Linda does more stitching fall than I do. But I noticed that pumpkin on there, and I thought, well, how fun.
Yeah, that is cute.
What if you swapped the reverse colors? Just for the sake that you're enjoying it. But anyways,
that's kind of cool.
that was that. And then this was the squirrel.
All things autumn. Oh, the squirrel.
I gotta say, I'm stitching the squirrel. I just love that squirrel. So, anyways, I had to show him. I don't know if he has a name or what, but I like him. I had before, I don't think I shared this as far as I had gotten because I almost got a finish. I was very close. I don't think I shared it.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there was a time I was really in the mood to just work on finishes. So I had I had focused more on the words on the inside. So now this is A Mother's Honors Due by Blackbird, and I am stitches away from a finish.
I remember you had said you were almost done, and then I never saw anything. So okay.
Yeah, this is A Mother's Honors Due. I think it's an out of print one, and it hasn't been my favorite to stitch, but I think I was so worried about confetti stitching in here, and it wasn't terrible. Once I told myself to put the vines in, and that really helped. That got it to where there was something to work off
and
of.
that fabric is pretty.
Yeah, this is, I love this fabric.
Yeah.
I want to say is it butterscotch or?
I don't know, but I like that fabric.
Yeah, butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
28 count butterscotch. And it's got all the called for. Floss just a flying. But.
And it's not a big sampler.
This is my Stitch Folk bag.
Oh,
one of them.
yeah.
I now have two. And then this I was going to share. Tammy Blaylock made everybody. We got like a mason jar filled with cute stuff, but she made that little dangly thing. So, anyways, it says Stitch. So I don't know if it'll stay on this bag, but I didn't want to lose it, so I put it on the bag. But yeah, this is. I'm serious. It's.
You need to finish that.
Yeah, I feel like it. I don't know why. When you look at it, does it look like it's missing something in there? I've got one leaf down here. Like I feel like when I'm looking at it, sometimes it's missing something, but that's it.
Yeah.
So I will probably this week get a finish on it, and it's been almost 2 years, or for sure 2 years on the run, and so I did work on that. And maybe that was my only way. Well, I had finishes,
but
I didn't work on this because I
Okay.
waited till November. But I did. So yeah. I did my reindeer roundup, and it was supposed to be here.
Oh.
I saw your progress.
Yeah, this is our Nautical
cute.
November. If I can get this out.
Yes.
And this is the Lila Studio.
I can pull it out without the
Good, without the
wrap
thing.
up. Yeah, because mine doesn't have it.
Oh, good. And this is one that Chrissy and I both started back, was it August maybe? With
Yeah, I think so.
with
With the
the-
camping stitcher,
no,
right?
the
No?
Hygie,
Oh yeah, Hygie
Hygie
yes.
stitcher.
Yeah.
And
Hygie
it
stitcher.
was called
Living in the Sunshine Cell.
that's it, Live in the Sunshine Cell.
Yeah.
And we both started it, and I know I got kind of sidetracked. You did quite a bit
Yeah, I
more
was
than I
having
did.
a blast.
You were having a good time. I'm only doing the center section. I just, again, I thought at the time, I don't know that I want all of that. I thought I'm not a Quaker kind of person, but now that I've done the other one, but anyway, I'm
Yeah.
doing the center portion. The only thing I'm going to have to try to figure out is I do want the words.
Mm-hmm.
I do want the words on the top, and so I'm going to somehow try to rearrange that straight line border around
Or
it.
you could just stitch the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I don't have enough fabric for that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I know. So this is on 32 count refined by Fortnight Fabrics. And last night I wanted to try to get the lighthouse done so you could at least see this.
It looks good.
But I kind of got close to finishing it. But yeah, it's going to be really cute, and I'm really enjoying it. Although there's a lot of color changes in that middle section. There's a lot of solid stitching.
Yes.
Especially when I get down there to that water. But yeah, and the boat's getting close to, I'll put the sails in tonight, so it's going pretty good.
See, you went right to the nitty gritty,
Yep.
all the fun stuff.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
over here slaving away
Yeah,
on the
but-
Quaker motif.
But the motifs look great.
Oopsie. Hold on 1 second.
A hanging thread
Yeah.
in
I
the
just,
wrong
you know,
place.
the last thing you need is a needle flying around in Linda's office. All right, so I am.
Oh gosh, that looks good.
This is where I left off.
That border looks so good.
So I haven't done any of the fun middle stuff, and this is just on. What am I doing? Is this 28 or 32 count? It's an even weave, and because I was gonna do the border, I just wanted it.
Yeah,
I wanted it light.
yeah, you don't really need because-
Cream.
Okay,
32
yeah.
count cream Lugana. And I am just having a blast stitching on it. So I held off until I did a good chunk, and then I think it was September with the traveling or something, and then we got into Halloween stitching. And so I'm excited now to pick it back up. So the hashtag is Nautical November, and you can stitch anything nautical. Anything.
I've seen a couple stitching on this. Denise, that lives pretty close to us. In fact, she just went on a cruise, and she took this with us on a
I
cruise.
know,
Yeah.
and then she was stitching on this in a pirate house.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you beat that?
No, I thought it was a perfect stitch for a
Like,
cruise.
of all the things
Yeah.
to take a cruise.
And I've seen a couple others, but yeah, anything nautical. In fact, we both have, I know I have something else that if I get anywhere close to, maybe towards the end of the month, I'm going to pick back up. But it's I showed it last time. I don't remember the name of it now. The one that I got the grayish fabric for with all of the, you asked me earlier if I was going to show that, and I said no because I hadn't been working on it. Now I don't remember who.
Now I can't remember it.
Mine goes to mush.
Huh.
Anyway, I hope to pick that back up because Diane is also working on that, and she's got quite a few stitches in hers, but it's a lighthouse.
Well, I didn't bring my the other one I'm going to work on. So for Nautical November,
Yes.
I'm going to focus on, I'll still do my prairie schoolers on Saturdays.
Yep, I want to get back to that too.
Yep, I want to do that. Tina just finished, we picked it when I was there, and then I had to get home, and I knew I had one. So she's already finished. And I can't think of which one it is, but dang.
Is it a big one or is it small?
They're like this.
Okay.
They're like our bigger size. They're
Okay.
not our ornaments. Kind of like the one with the sleigh.
Oh, yeah.
Like that
Christmas
size.
Eve.
But this way. but not like the size of the band samplers they do. So she's got it, and it has Quaker motifs, kind of like a Quaker thing coming down the side, and then each one is a Christmas scene, and it is so cute. Wow. And then mine is the one with not a lot of, but it's all trees.
I saw
it's
that.
Deer and trees,
when you
and
said
I'm out
that,
of the green.
When you said that, I pulled mine back out.
Did you put it back?
Yeah, it went back in the drawer.
The best part is the cabin and the Santa waving.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh no, because at the retreat I did the Santa, and I'm like,
now you got 400 trees.
Oh gosh, I left all of this, you know. But I will say it's really funny because I have been using some hand dyed Ada on a couple of these different things, and especially the Prairie Schooler. And both, I mean, I love it. I am loving working on it sometimes. It is just so nice. I am definitely not a stiff Lugana person, and some people are. But the whatever this is, and I think it's all from Kitten Stitcher's shop because it has the tags. But oh my gosh, I just love working on it. And I came to I started organizing and came to this epiphany kind of a deal again, that, you know, I know for a fact that my kids love the Halloween and the Christmas, you know, the seasonal stitching, and I love stitching it. So with the exception of some of like these bigger pieces, the quicker stuff, I'm still gonna stitch everything I love. But you know what? Why not stitch every Prairie Schooler there is? Because I know for a fact there are some samplers, they're work. And I love them, and they're beautiful, and I enjoy them. But at the same time, are they going to take them? So right now, with lifestyle of traveling so much, the good old Prairie Schooler and the good Halloween, and I'm all in on that right now. I am not. Stitching. I don't care if I stitch Prairie Schooler all next year, whatever it is. The ones that feel like they just go, like your pumpkin. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you anticipated sticking with it this long. No, I didn't. You know? And I was like, oh yeah, that ain't going to get done this year. And I actually think you're going to pull it off by Thanksgiving.
I don't know about that.
It'd be close. We'll I mean, you've got the Nautical November now, but still. So anyways, I know. I was saying I was going to do my Women of the Mayflower.
Oh, back there.
Yes. Her stitching wall looks so good. You did the one.
The first Thanksgiving?
I love that one up there. Yeah.
Which one?
The one above.
Oh, the Shepherd's Bush one?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that pattern.
Well, you know, it's really funny because that I came across a couple of years ago, and I had started it, and I'm not normally one to put stuff away half started. And I put it away, and I was going through stuff and found it, and it needed buttons on it, was all. So I got the
Are we crazy or what sometimes?
I put the buttons on, and Gerald made the frame for it, and then he made the frame for First Thanksgiving, too. Yeah. But yeah, Shepherd's Bush. I mean, you can't go wrong with Shepherd's Bush.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know why I just can't do Women of the Mayflower. I don't know what it is about a pattern that all of a sudden you stall out on.
Yeah, I was on a mission on that one. I was in when they started it, when you had 66 days or something.
Yes,
yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah.
And then
my poor people just.
And then what was really funny is at that same time, I am on FamilySearch.org, which is a great tool for family history. Yeah. And something popped up, and it said your 10th great grandfather was on the Mayflower. And I thought, what? You know, so I started really reading. So what I've done with that is on the back of the Women of the Mayflower, I've actually put the information on my 10th great-grandfather in a cellophane thing to put on the back with, a picture and some other stuff. Just so that when it gets handed down, they'll maybe... And I changed, as you saw on my first Thanksgiving, you can't see it, but on the very bottom... I took off some of the stuff that they had on there, and I put his name on it because I thought, okay, he was probably at the first Thanksgiving if he came over on the Mayflower. Yeah. So, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah, I know I'm going to absolutely love it. I know where I'm going to put it.
Yeah.
It's just, and I have all the names done, like I said, so I'm going to...
So how far are you on
I have all the names done, and I've shared it on here before. I've got a little bit of the top and a little bit of the bottom.
Okay.
And other than that, I mean, it needs some good work. I mean, it isn't going to be a weekend thing.
Right.
But I always feel like I don't mind the letters, and that went fast.
Yeah,
and I'm done with that. It just I just
really
need
fast.
to finish it. So I'm glad we've got Nautical November.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a new start?
Well, actually, the start would have been Nautical November. Well, actually, it wasn't a start because I had very few waves done on that. So I don't have anything else. Did we want to share our Thanksgiving boxes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you go first. A couple of years ago, last year did we start this?
No, the year before that. Yeah,
okay.
the year before.
We decided, we found these boxes, I think they call them shadow boxes maybe, I'm not sure, on Factory Direct Crafts, and we decided that instead we'd do a Thanksgiving box, or a fall Thanksgiving box.
Yeah.
And we each approached it a different way, and I love the way, yours is, I love that color green.
Yeah, I kind of did the whole green, deep green, and then I antiqued it with like a paste wax and stuff like that. And then I just kind of put my pillows in. I did this first from the Women of the Mayflower. So at least I finished this one.
No, see, I haven't done that one.
Yeah, that's the Harvest Blessings.
Harvest Blessings. I have that out to do, actually. I've got it kitted up.
And it was one of my first
cool.
pillow finishes that I had done in a very long while. So that was from Women of the Mayflower. This was Emily Call. I did this last year. And I just absolutely, I don't know if I can do it this way, love this turkey. Like, that was, fell in love with her turkey guy and had a good time with that. And then I've just got some wool pumpkins in here and acorns you can get. And then I found on Etsy, there was this little pillow maker, and you get all of these, like, right? So it needed, because the goal was to fill them. And then I went out on eBay and picked up a couple of antique postcards. I always find that these are a great filler for stuff. But I like the real deal.
Yeah, it's the real deal.
I leave them in the thing, and it's from 1909 from New Jersey. It was, obviously back in the days, we sent things like this. So they fit perfectly in the tray. And then I have one more. And then this was Manny Dodonna, and we did just the pillow, not the, and then I used were the pins for this, or did I borrow this from something?
No, I think
maybe they were for it. Yes, they were for it. You're right. So this was Manny Dodonna. And
we decided we both had fall, we both had Halloween, and it was nice to have maybe some Thanksgiving stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I know a lot of people start decorating for Christmas now, but I'm kind of in the court of leaving up my fall Thanksgiving until after Thanksgiving, and then my Christmas goes up.
This is, I think what used to get me to doing it early was I didn't have enough.
He's going to fall out,
all right,
so you just have to be careful with him.
All right. You need ticky-tack.
I know.
Okay,
well, at one point, what I want to do is put a different color behind him so he stands out more.
Okay, so she's got this cute little turkey guy like this.
And I took a bunch of different patterns. Actually, this one in the middle is a With Thy Needle. And then I made two separate pillows for the Manny Dodonna. I believe this one is a Bent Creek.
Yes, that looks like one.
And then the other one on the other side, I think, is a Sue Hillis. So I just grabbed some things off of other charts that I had to fill it in, and I loved finding this because it was kind of perfect.
And the thing is with these, as we do more, like you've got your little saying in here, I mean, you can always add more, change it, but so cute. And so hers is a brown.
Yeah, mine's more of a brown. And Stacy at the shop helped put it together for me.
But it would be cute even if you had a little. You could still stick something in there. I was looking at this plain one. You could still stick just a pumpkin or something.
Right.
These were fun, and then I was I gotta have a tray for every season. So then I had a Christmas one that is black, and I did scrapbook paper in it, and Yeah, we got on the box thing.
Well, let me look. I have a list, so let's make sure we've kind of gone over. I think we have. Haul.
Yes.
I brought your bag with your haul. What did I do with it?
It's right here.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to show when I went antiquing with...
Oh.
I did a Save the Stitch. Why? Right? Is that not the cutest thing?
Yeah.
When I went antiquing with Tina, I saw this and I'm like, well...
I love saving stuff
Well, how
like that.
cute
when you
is
see
that?
it.
Right? It's just
Yeah.
a little village, and it's just got the black. So, and it's my favorite, like mushroom,
Yep.
whatever
And
color.
the black frame.
So I did a Save
Yeah.
the Stitch in up there at Tina's.
That's
that
cute.
was a haul I brought. You want me to show this, and then I'll move
Yeah.
our bag? So you can see Linda's first Thanksgiving back there, and the size that is, and you stitched it.
20 count over one.
20 count.
1 over 1. And
That's the biggest over one thing I've ever seen, I think. You
yeah,
think?
probably
Yeah.
for me.
Mhm.
But it was fun. Now Marie, there was a lot of us that stitched the first Thanksgiving. We had
It was a sale.
sale at the shop,
Right.
and Marie did hers 20 count too. She used
Okay.
2 over 1,
Right.
so it was a little bit of difference. I enjoyed it. I mean, I really had a
This
good time with
is
it.
probably, I mean, like
Yours,
this was when
course,
I
is the
was,
model.
yeah, when I was model stitching for the twins, I will say this was probably one of the most enjoyable. I love the Big Daddies, but this one, I did 28 count Jobelin, and I don't know if it was lamb's wool. I don't know if you can tell, but
It does kind of look like lamb's wool.
well, I'm back here and
Yeah. But this is, and see, this is where I made the changes on mine in here. With the, you put the alphabet in here, and that's where I
Mhm.
just put the name of my grandfather, 10th great grandfather. Yeah, it's really cool. And to see the difference in size, and I
Oh, it's
love the flags are
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stunning.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, this is when I fell in love with eggplant. The color,
Uh-huh.
Weeks Dye Works eggplant.
Because is that in the, where was
It
it? In the
was in the
dress?
cornucopia. It wasn't
Okay.
in a lot, but it was in the cornucopia, and that is a great deep purple that goes from blacks to purples. But anyways, I don't know why I shared that with you, but I absolutely love that.
Well,
that
it's
floss.
funny when you come across a floss that you really love, like I did that little
Yeah.
October one that had such
Oh,
great
yeah.
variation
Yeah.
in it. You know, you remember that and you think, ooh, I got the perfect color for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So
So haul,
yes.
we both got, and there's going to be a sale starting in December,
Okay.
and let me try to pull out this so you don't have the plastic showing. And one that I had done a screenshot of when it first came out last year, knowing that eventually I would want that. And it's called The Light of Winter with I Needle and Thread. And I got a message from my friend Martha at Cross Stitch Crazy.
Yep. Cross stitch crazy.
Martha, and we've done quite a few sales together, and she said, okay, Linda, she says, I think we have another sale. And I said, oh yeah. It'll be, so this is our December, and it's going to be called Light of Winter Sal.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't got my fabric for it, and I know you just got yours. I just brought,
yeah.
but I saw that Brenda had shared her Winter Rose Manor and her Light of Winter together,
Yep.
and it looked so cool. But then I thought, well, I did, and I brought my Winter Rose Manor on
Water
our
lily.
favorite color, or one of them, water lily.
Yeah.
So I wasn't real sure. Yeah, that's good. That's kind of good. I wasn't real sure. I haven't pulled the colors yet, but if I'm going to have them together, I kind of like them on the same fabric.
I'm thinking so, and when she showed them together, I'm like, they belong together.
That's what
I mean,
I'm thinking.
It was almost like I think she meant to, right?
Right.
I mean, it
Right.
was designed with that in mind.
So this is on 40 count water lily. I made a few changes to the colors. The house, my conch that it called for was very peachy, so I went
Yeah.
with skinny dip. And the roasted marshmallow or toasted marshmallow that it called for in the basket wasn't showing up enough for me, so I used grits.
Yeah.
But I love it on the color. I need to pull the fibers for the new one.
To see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Gerald framed it for me. He's got his little thing on the back that marks his name.
Yeah, so
yeah, that
this
was
is yours.
Yep. So that's going to be a Sal. So that's part of my haul and part of your haul.
And I love that it's in color.
Yes. Oh, I love her charts. Her charts are so good.
Yeah, and so the other one I got, oh, I didn't know it came with these little duties.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Oh, I got Reindeer Games, which I think they came out at the same time, release-wise, right? And then I didn't know they came with those little things. So
yeah, the ornament shapes. That's great.
Oh, Terry!
Yeah.
So I could paint them.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got stitch on 40 count?
Uh-oh. Well,
okay.
that's probably what I'm going to do with Light of Winter, too.
40 count?
That's what, whoops. That's what I stitched on 40 count for the Winter Rose Manor.
I won't be.
Okay.
So you know, if the world wants to know.
Well, I kind of want it the same size, so I think I'm going to
you
have
got a
to.
thing, and I've never stitched that, so,
And I got also the other release of hers called Snow Magic. Snow Magical? Snow Magic.
40 count again.
Yeah, well, that one might not necessarily have to be on 40
No.
count. That would look cute on 25 count over one.
Of course it would.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything looks cute, 25 count. That's cute.
Yeah, it is cute. Yeah.
Yeah. This one I literally almost did. I'm like, you have like 4 cottage gardens.
I
and you have
know.
yet to stitch it.
Well,
but I like that better than the sleigh one.
This one came out, and I've never stitched a cottage garden.
Me neither.
But this is just so cute.
Look at them prancing through the snow.
I know. Adorable.
I kind of, like, this is what happened to me. I have the one that I think Suzanne Prue stitched, with the big sleigh.
Yes.
And it's gorgeous, and I love it. But then I saw this guy, and this is more me, I think. I don't know, so now I'm torn. It's like,
well, and then the bad thing is Cottage Garden Samplings has come out with a new series. I don't know if you've seen
the house one. I know you're in it.
And it's called Fabulous Houses or Fabulous House or something like that.
The first one is Santa's house,
The first one is
right?
Santa's house. It's absolutely gorgeous. I start looking at the list, and lo and behold, number 8 is a lighthouse.
Oh.
So I quickly tagged Debbie from Snug Harbor Crafts and said, "Oh, looky here!
Oh, look what I found!
Look what I found!" So yeah, I'm anxious. I don't know that I'll sign up for the series, but I think I'll look at them as they come out.
I think it would be fun to do. You could do them as pillows, or you don't have to do all of them. It's a house series,
that's just it,
so
right.
yeah, you don't have to.
Right.
I think we get wrapped up in like a series.
No.
I have to.
Not
I have
anymore.
like from the cottage garden with the animal one. I have the bear and I have the eagle. I mean, and I love them all. When you see what Tammy, Neely's Nest has all of them
Melissa's?
or Melissa's.
Oh my
what I say,
gosh,
Tammy.
they're gorgeous.
Yeah, Melissa from Neely's
Needle Nest.
Why do I always want to forget the needle? Neely's Needle Nest. Yeah, I mean, she did all of them and was going to make a quilt, I think.
They're just gorgeous.
They are phenomenal. And she brought them all to StitchCon, and they're just mind-blowing. So, but I know for me, I wasn't going to stitch them all.
Yeah.
Anyways.
My only other haul was this, Shannon Christine. And the reason I like this... Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, not Shannon Christine. Erin Elizabeth.
Erin Elizabeth.
Erin
It looks a little bit.
It does. And I think they are related.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh.
And what I love about this is I like to do just the little white pumpkins as a separate little pillow or something.
That would be cute to throw in your box.
I know. Yeah. So I think I have a thing about white pumpkins.
Yes, you do. You do.
So yeah, but
yeah,
even
like
that
just
little,
this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I like the blue pumpkin too.
I do too. So I just thought, well, that would make a cute little.
This is cute.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love that. I saw that, and
yeah,
it's funny. Do you remember when I did Beulah's Christmas?
Yeah.
I never released it. I never released Beulah's Christmas. I just wasn't sure how it would be
Oh.
I didn't know how it would be taken.
Right.
And because I was going to market for the very first time, and she's done, and she's framed, and I could release her. Well, there was a friend of mine who stitches, like, basically almost nothing but Halloween. I mean, her whole room, it stays out. And so I just said, hey, what do you think of this? She was in love with it. So I just gifted it to her.
Aww.
So she's stitching it this year. So I'm waiting to see, like, what goes down when people start seeing Beulah dressed up in a Christmas dress. Yeah, just in the sense that she's really, really cute. You focus on what you're gonna release or whatever, and hers is interesting because sometimes they are stitched and sometimes they aren't, and sometimes I get conflicted, like, do I do that? Do I not? I don't even know how to computer generate something that looks that good. That gives you that much of an idea as to what it's going to look like. You know,
I sat on a Zoom call with her a while back because I was interested in knowing. But she lives in Canada, and I guess not real close to a lot of cross-stitch shores or anywhere. So she doesn't have model stitchers like some of us, like you have and whatever. So. But her pictures are amazing.
Yeah, I just, like, it's so interesting to see everybody's skill set because you think you're good at one thing and, you know, I'm not good at everything, and it's just everybody does their own thing. Anyways, I was going to show you this. This was so cute. So this was our little ID badge, but those are pins, cute, right, with the squirrel. So this was the little squirrel we got. We were given this one. And then a needle minder. So
that's cute.
Yeah, he's a pretty cute guy. I love a good squirrel. All right. Well, you picked up the floss for this.
Yes.
So I am a new start tonight. I am going to do with Sweet Chaos Stitcher, Jen, which, by the way, she celebrated her birthday when I was gone. So happy birthday. She finished her Blackbird.
I saw.
Away We Ride. And that was something a lot of them started when we were at StitchCon, and there was a big group of them. So go her for finishing a Blackbird. But I've had this and was looking for me and Tina, and you have it too.
I have it too.
So you might want to pull it out, not for November, but so I'm going to start this tonight, and it's Christmas Rose, just a nice smaller sampler. By Blackbird, and Linda picked up all the floss.
Now, is that all the colors?
Yes.
Oh,
that was the
wow.
nice part, is there's really not a lot. So I was like,
8.
you know what? I'm not even going to go looking for mine. Just tell her to get them all if they have it. So I've got the called for, and I had another piece of this. This is called, I thought it would look good on it. This is called Regency.
Oh.
I don't know who does it.
I don't know.
Anyways, in the color on...
Ooh, those colors are going to look
right,
great.
so it's 16 count.
Regency.
Who's it by?
I know we both have to put our glasses on. Is that Seraphim? No.
Yeah, it is Seraphim. So 16 count Seraphim. And by the picture on the cover...
Oh, it's going to look good.
I thought that would be nice colors. There's only really one red in there. So yeah, I thought that would look good. And then you got me last year. I gotta put them on there now. I got Team Egner's floss drops. I had some of these cardinal ones left over, and then you had gotten me, I think, what was that?
The bling.
Sampling of Memories? No, who did this one?
I think that is Stitching Leo Long, maybe?
I love that Santa on there.
I know.
He's cute.
Yeah, he's very
So
sweet.
I loved him.
And our little...
And I put our scissors in
little
there for this
scissor
year.
fob.
We made this little teeny, we pulled it from
a little house.
No, a little house. Yeah, that's right. So we pulled this and we both stitched it, and hers is teenier than mine, I think. Anyways, I just put it on a scissor fob.
So we're down a little ring or somewhere.
Yeah. So I'm ready for that one, and now I've got the floss.
Cool.
So I'm gonna start that tonight. That's gonna be my
tonight.
new start. Yeah. I don't know why I have this in here.
Let me see that chart. I'm curious as to how big that is.
Jen said it's small. She started it.
That's what
She
I
started
thought.
it last night, and she says, "Oh, this is gonna be small." But I mean, it's only
115
these.
by 151. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And on 32 count, it's not. I mean, you could do 40. You could do over one and be like this big. So, I mean, it's not.
That's pretty though.
That's an easy, yeah.
And you know, it's funny because I went looking for it because I thought for sure I had it, and it's not in my little app, so I may have to go hunting for it.
It's the 4th in their Christmas sampler series. So,
cool.
But yeah, I thought it was something I could possibly accomplish too. Because I have Feliz Navidad. I have like 2 of their other Christmas ones. Those are too big.
Yeah.
Too big to accomplish this year, anyways.
Let's see.
That it?
Yeah. We talked about the light of winter sale, and oh, you know, the one thing that I thought of, and I don't know if you started or not. We have a piece that we're supposed to be working on for StitchCon. Did you ever start yours?
The bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did start it.
I need to get mine out.
And all I got was, I think I'm close to the StitchCon part being done over the top.
Okay.
And I saw it and I thought, you know what? I have a feeling at this point, it probably won't come out till next year. I just know we have company for Thanksgiving, and we're only 15. I mean, we're not that far off. I mean, today's the 5th.
Yeah. Thanksgiving seems to be coming up really soon.
So, and that's, you know, that's the thing, unless you're coming down between now and Thanksgiving, if we go 2 weeks, it'll be right at Thanksgiving.
It's going to be, actually, I'm looking at the calendar right there, and it looks like it would be
it's
like
Thursday
the 19th.
the 23rd. Okay, so, well,
Right
yeah,
before
that would be
Thanksgiving.
up to you. I mean, that's up to
A
you.
few weeks. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. We have his brother, Randy is a twin, and his brother's coming from Michigan.
Cool.
And so he'll be here, I think Monday through Friday.
Oh, good.
But anyway, so maybe that'll work out then.
Yeah.
If
Do
we
it
can,
before.
we'll put it down on the 19th.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it'll be Christmas after that. I haven't
know.
done anything.
I haven't either. I really haven't. But I guess that's, I mean, as far as plans go.
As far as plans go, mine is just to continue working on my Nautical November. And then, and maybe getting a little bit more stitching in Zuka. And I think I do want to pull out another prairie schooler because I really would like to add to my tree.
How many do you have now?
It's got 3 ornaments on
Three?
the tree now.
No, I mean, like, how many prairie schoolers have
3.
you finished 3?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you could do a couple more, that'd be really cool.
Yep.
And I want to do my yearly Lizzie Kate.
Yeah.
Even though I think my ho 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 one went up last year.
Yes.
So I haven't. Every year I like to pick one out and do it. Oh, I did do one. I did the Wise Men Still Seek Him.
Oh yeah.
Because Terry finished it. So I guess I did do one, but I need to do, I think, a Santa one or something. We'll see. It's fun to have those. Other than that, I don't have to go anywhere.
No, neither do I.
No more.
No, do I. And my first retreat is actually maybe a one day in January with Brick City, but then Barefoot Needle Arts. Oh, and I think that happened in between. Diane and I both got into Barefoot Needle Arts, which I'm really happy about. That'll be my 3rd one in February there.
You know what I think is really interesting. So if you talk about November and being grateful and thankful, I think I look back now and I laugh a little bit when you got nothing but time to think when you're traveling by yourself.
Oh, that's true.
Right? Or in a hotel room, and I'm like, it was so dark in there. It was this lodge, and it was really cute from the outside, but inside it was like, I don't know. I'm like checking the bed like Jen did when we traveled for bugs, right? I'm like, oh, okay. So anyways, it was too dark to stitch. So you have all this time to think, and I'm thinking to myself, 8 years ago or whatever, when I started Instagram, and the whole story is, I had moved, and as a special needs mom, I mean, I was really praying for friends. If you asked me what I was praying for, I was praying to have some friends that it worked with my situation. And along comes Instagram. And along comes, I had no clue what that would mean. And so, 8 years later, I'm flying to friends' houses and stuff. And the other thing if you had asked me, you know, as things would go by. One of the other things I prayed for was, you know, we all want to get out of our house sometimes. We all want to see the beauties that are around, but you got to travel.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do with Philip. And I wasn't talking about Disney or anything like that. I was talking about what I just got to go do. It's like, you know, Lord, I mean, am I gonna get to ever travel? I mean, this is not easy on Philip. It's not easy to pack it all up. And here I am in this year that's coming to an end, and I've been to 6 different states.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say that there hasn't been some anxiety or stress or, you know, that goes with it, but at the same time, how crazy is that? And then you were talking about your retreats for 2024, and then I put my stuff on a dry erase board, and 6 out of 12 months, I'm traveling.
Ooh, cool.
So it is just, it's just funny.
Yeah,
how
it is.
how prayers can get answered over time, not my timing, his timing. Friends abound. I mean, just you just, it's just one of those things. It's like I had never thought that this stitching journey was gonna have not only the therapeutic aspect of it on a daily basis, but the friendship and the travel and the whole stepping out there when I know it's, you know, it's hard.
Getting out of that box. And,
yeah. And it was, you know, I was more nervous traveling by myself, not just because of the travel part, but the fact that I had too much time to think. So that can get to you. So it's always so fun to travel with a friend. I mean, when I get in the car with you guys for StitchCon or anything, it's like, we're just this and the coffee and where you want to have lunch and it just nonstop. You know, and the same was going to Michigan and stuff. So it's just funny how things can change, you know. And I think about your friend Diane, who, you know, she's lost her husband this year, and it took her a bit, but here she is showing up to these retreats, and she's, you know, so it's just give it time. Yeah. But man, next year's already busy, and I'm like, are you sure? Because he's got to take the days off. So I am gonna go to celebration of needlework with my dad. Okay. So we've committed to that. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And that's all the way up in New England.
That's New Hampshire. So that's a 20-hour drive.
And when is that? What month is that in?
That is May.
May. Okay.
So the way my year looks so far is we have nothing in January or February, but February is basically almost market. So March is Nashville. Right. May, April there is a trunk show of a retreat that somebody's having, but I don't think I can go. I'm not sure yet. But and then May is Celebration of Needlework, because I think it's like May 15th or something. June is StitchCon. July, Stitch Florida. Now I'm just a vendor. I mean, I'll go for Saturday, but at least that one I'm not traveling. So that's July. August.
I have a retreat in Jacksonville in August.
I feel like there's something in August, and I can't remember it. And then October is Michigan again. There's just and they're not done announcing. No. I mean, there are some new ones getting announced.
I see them every day.
Oh, yeah. So I felt like before I never knew about a stitching retreat.
Yeah, I'm just so thankful that has happened.
I feel like there needs to be a stitching cruise. Like, I know other people have done it. I would like to do it just with friends. Yeah. Not have anything, just go.
No agenda.
Yeah, no agenda. Not as a retreat. Just get some stitchy friends. And then September I'm going to Salem with Jen and Tina, and do the witchy thing. We're gonna fly. Okay. I think we're gonna So you got the Salem witchy girls. Oh. So we're gonna stay like close enough. But that would be my October trip instead of going to
you're going to do
her
it.
house.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Sure.
Right? So we'll see.
I think in September is when I go to Alabama, which
for Stitching in the Wild.
Yeah, for Stitching in the Wild. Which will be
you're right. So September. Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy.
We're both going all over the place.
Exactly. We'll catch each other flying. Most of it's driving.
Yeah. thankfully,
it's driving.
thankfully, the one big trip for me will be out to Stitch West,
Utah,
in
right?
April. Yeah, yep, in April, and that will be something that Diane and I have both said that we would do before.
Yes.
Because we'll get to go to Shepherd's Bush.
You better save up a lot of money for
yeah.
that one.
Oh yeah. Well, and
Lot of haul.
actually, there's 3 LNSs. 2 in Salt Lake City.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh.
If you ever watch Pam and Steph's, I think last year,
Mm-hmm.
they did a tour when they went out to Stitch West of the other 2. Pine Needles is one, and Gallery of Fine Crafts or something similar
Yeah.
to that. Beautiful places.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are planning accordingly by going a little
Yes.
early. Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of our thing. I would love to go see Historic Salem. It isn't just
No.
the thing. But if you're going to go in the season,
Oh, yeah, you
again,
need to
and
go.
see the colors, I just thought it would be so fun
That would
to
be.
do that. It's a little bit of a stitchy bucket
Yeah.
list. Anyways, you know. And what was I going to say? Oh, okay. So Annie, the Proper Stitcher, and her Christmas releases.
Oh.
Really good.
Yeah.
So, you know, kudos to Annie, who's just ventured into this whole market literally right before the expo.
Right.
And I am still so new, and, you know, she's newer than me, and it's hard to navigate a little bit of what protocol there is. There is no book.
There's nothing in
There
writing that says
isn't.
do this,
Yeah,
and do this.
and so, you know, it's one of those things that it's like, I put mine at Needlework Expo a couple of Christmas. I've got, you know, one of Christmas of Matilda, but it's not till Nashville. There's no directions on exactly how to do it. So, you know, but I gotta say, for somebody who's just
She's doing
treading in the water, her Christmas designs were really, really cute, and I really liked the gingerbread, but I really liked the one with the people.
Yes, I saw. Yes.
I'll try and interject the name. But anyways, yeah, like really, really cute for a first year design, like really good.
Yeah, I just posted those for Brick City because she
Did
sent
ya?
emails
Yeah.
out and they were really cute.
Yeah, I thought they were really cute.
And Chris, the Camping Stitcher, has a couple of new releases out too. The one
Yes.
of Christmas, so
Yeah.
it's great to see.
It is. I mean, so those are, and they all seemed like they were relatively maybe quicker stitches.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, if you're
Yeah.
looking for something light and easy, definitely check that out. But it's hard to figure out as a designer. It's like, when do you do it? And if you send it to shops, you have to kind of know that if there's no big event, sometimes they're ordering it through the wholesaler. Shops are, it's whatever. At this time of year, like I mentioned to her, it does start to get slow.
Sure.
People are buying for Christmas
getting
and
ready
things
for
like
Christmas,
that.
right.
So it's crazy to think that the buildup is going to be Nashville, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless, like I told her, unless you're Brenda Gervais.
Or Plum Street.
Who I love, yeah, right? And it was kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, that's a no-brainer. But for somebody new, it's just hard to always try and know where do you go next and what do you do. And,
Yeah,
But
I
anyways, I
imagine.
loved her Christmas releases. They were really cute.
She's doing well.
She is. So, all right, guys. Well, I guess we will get together again on the 19th, November 19th. And
I'll probably come to you this
Yep,
time.
she'll be down in my area. And I think this is the first year that I actually have fall. I had enough stitching that I don't think I'm going to put my Christmas tree up before
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
really?
I've never
Okay,
done that.
okay.
And I think a lot of it is we get all hyped. Now, I cannot say what's going to happen when Philip decides.
Oh,
I usually let him kind of dictate,
yeah.
hey, today's the day, we're having a good day, do we want to sit down? So I don't know where to go. But yeah, it was nice to have enough cross stitch.
Mm-hmm. I love leaving my fall
to
pieces
put
up
it-
because
to
it's
put
one
it
of
up.
my favorites.
It was fun to transition. I
Yep.
could leave all my, you know, the pumpkins out, and so yeah, it was kind of nice. I think this is I told my husband, like, I think I grew up. My patience, or I'm just too dang tired to pull it out.
Although now, you know, sitting and watching Instagram and people starting to
Oh,
put
it's
their
hard.
Christmas stuff.
It's hard. I loved, oh gosh, I can't think of who it I could see her, and I can't think who it was, but she took a picture of her shed, and she goes, there it is, the tree's in there. And I love it because it is hard. I mean, if you're trying to get something done and you're in the mood for Christmas, you're stitching it, but it was just, I think a lot for me was I'd never had enough. And I never had, if I was going to stitch something, it was going to be Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just nice that all these fall pieces are coming together.
Yep.
And, you know, so.
And then we'll have to get Christmas boxes or winter boxes.
I have my Christmas box.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you got to get yours.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, Prairie School heard up.
Yep.
I just told Tina, I'm like,
Well, this will be the first year I have any ornaments on that tree. You talked me into that tree 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get a lot of company or anything, so my tree was yay big, and it was,
And I've always had the seasonal
and she's
tree.
always had a seasonal
so it's
tree,
just
and
a
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just a
And so I
senior
bought the
fall one.
tree. It has lights on it.
Yeah, it's pretty lit. And then I think for that Christmas, I gave her, they had a few nautical
Yeah.
Christmas pre-done ornaments, but they were cross-stitched
Right.
on eBay.
Oh, yeah.
And they're super cute. So I gave her 2.
Oh, and those stay up. And I bought 2.
Yeah. So anyways, but I kept telling her, you need some ornaments
I
and a
know.
tree topper.
I know.
You could put, I wonder if you could put, I've seen this. I love watching, I know they're in your cabinet, but even people put miniature baskets
Oh, I know.
on the tree.
That I would love.
That would be so cute.
Yeah.
And I saw a tree video where they were showing how they get it so lit up. So it's a pre-lit tree, and then they add, these were clear lights, they add the big
those
clear ones, but just by the time you just do one strand around, it's just, it looked really good.
I like that idea, little baskets.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Put your miniatures on there, fill that tree up.
Anyway.
Decorating 101. All right, guys. You guys have a great couple of weeks. We'll be back together.
Yep.
And I hope our weather stays the same.
Oh, yes, please.
And everybody be blessed. And if for any reason we don't get back to you before Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
For sure. Enjoy your family, for sure, and your friends. So, all right, guys. Don't forget to floss.
And don't forget to floss, or Randy will